Greetings and salutations in service to the one I am, Amber Dawn Star, practical mystic, energetic activist, and for over 35 years, master breathologist. Welcome back to my community and my channel. Well, Happy New Year, Happy New You. This is the day that starts the whole process all over again. You get a chance to remake yourself, to redo yourself, to realize yourself and what it is that your gifts are to bring to the table. And as we start this new year, we are automatically right at the beginning of Mercury Retrograde. So if any of you understand astrology at all, or even if you don't, the retrogrades are about going back over things that you need to look at and pay attention to and see if you can tweak it enough that it could work in a more balanced way for you, a more harmonious way for you, a more peaceful way for you. And depending on what the planet is that's retrograde, it's going to be whatever those characteristics are. Well, Mercury retrograde is usually the one that comes through the year several times a year, and it usually lasts about 3 weeks. And Mercury is in charge of communication. So you might want to take this opportunity to go over and re-evaluate what you have communicated in the last several months since the last one, which I think was about, I want to say like summer was the last Mercury retrograde. So whatever you've been communicating since last summer to yourself, to your loved ones, to your friends, to your family, to your co-workers, how have you been coming across in your communication? Has it been from the heart? Has it been gentle? Has it been loving? Or has it been very, very harsh and mean and nasty? And I'm right and you're wrong. And you're going to stay wrong as long as I'm right. So, and there's no black and white there. I mean, there's no middle ground. There's no gray. It is black and white. Either I'm right and you're wrong. That can be Mercury retrograde, is a chance to go and look at how you have communicated and what you have communicated. Have you communicated your truth? Have you communicated what you're really about? Or has your ego taken over your vocal cords and just blasted people because, they're wrong and you're right. And therefore, because I'm right, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to talk to anybody anymore that doesn't agree with me. No opportunity there for any flexibility to be able to see the other person's point of view. No semblance of order to see what the other person might have to bring to the table without getting triggered. So this Mercury retrograde is about looking back over these last several months and seeing where you communicated really harshly to yourself and to others, and seeing now if you can redo that and reapply yourself to making it more gentle and more easy and more from your heart, in a heart flowing space, as opposed to the mind, the egoic mind that always has to be right, no matter if they're completely wrong. They just have to be right. And I'm sure you know some people in your life like that right now, and it might even be yourself right now, that you need to take a chance and take this opportunity and go over some of those unnecessary arguments, unnecessary fights, because we are in a new year. And one of the things about a new year is the opportunity to leave behind and let go of the things that, don't work for you anymore. And I'm sure there's plenty of things, if you take a look, don't work for you anymore. And so now you have a chance to really, if you want, obviously, you don't have to, but this is an opportunity for you to go back over and say, okay, what did I say? How did that come across? Was I really communicating my heart, or was I just communicating my mind and my ego, which, like I said, always has to be right, no matter if you're clearly wrong. So it's an opportunity now in the next 3 weeks to go back over these situations and say to yourself, okay, maybe there's another way to express this. Maybe there's another way to be more inclusive with other people's feelings instead of just so cut and dry. And if you take the opportunity that's presented in Mercury Retrograde, you can see that there probably was a softer way of saying it. There probably was a more heartfelt way of saying it. There was a more centered way of saying what you had to say, so that the message got across, but not like somebody stabbing you in the heart with it. And believe me, I know some people that have done that over the last several months and are basically holding people hostage because they think that they're absolutely right about every single thing. And obviously they're not, but this is an opportunity for you to decide what works for you now and what you want to bring into this new year. This new year is going to be a rabbit water year. So it's going to be a lot about the water and the waterways of the earth and the water within our own bodies. There are going to be some definite water circumstances that come up for people. And considering that we are 80% water, it's a good idea to check your emotional body because, of course, that is watery. Your emotions tend to be watery. And to go in and take a look at what really isn't working for you anymore. What really is something that you want to let go of? Because moving into 2023, we need to let go of all of those systems and ideas and beliefs that don't work anymore. And you know which ones they are. I'm sure you know which ones they are. I do. And I really so much just want to be as clear as possible because this year is going to be another bumpy ride for the planet. There are going to be more people waking up, but they're going to be like not really having the awareness or the discernment that maybe what they've been being told all these last several years wasn't quite the truth. And so there will be a lot of more polarization of people and their ideas and their beliefs. This also dovetails into Mercury, how you want to speak your truth, how you want to get yourself across, your point across. There are more kinder ways to get your point across other than how we see people reacting out there in the world. Water also is about reflection. So reflecting on yourself, reflecting on your choices, reflecting on the world at large, how you can be the best version of yourself this year, to make that one of your goals, your resolutions, if you will, for 2023, to be the best that you can be. So The people that are mirroring things to you as water does, mirroring, which humanity, of course, doesn't want to have anything mirrored back to them that isn't all, yay. And unfortunately, right now, especially right now, a lot of it isn't yay. A lot of it isn't, ugh, yikes. But we have to go through these parts of ourselves in order to lift higher, in order to ascend, in order to move into the best versions of ourselves. We must look at the parts of ourselves that are not the best, that are not the greatest. Our shadow, the reflection that you see in a house of mirrors, and you're like, wow, is that really what I look like? Yeah, that seems a bit askew. And, I'm sure there are parts of your life and parts of your communication that have been askew. And now's the opportunity to change that, to actually shift into the highest and best version of yourself that you can. So if that means, letting go of things that, just don't serve, all this year's run, by Neptune and, Pisces. And Pisces can be the highest as far as where we're headed and where we're going, and Christ consciousness is Pisces, and also the shadow, the reflection of the shadow of Pisces is delusion and addiction and making it all your fault and everybody's wrong but me. So that's also Pisces. So you want to be able to say, okay, own it. Own your own shite. This is a good year for owning your own shite and allowing other people's point of view. You're not always right. That's all there is to it. You can be right about certain things, of course. We all have times when we're right, absolutely, about our beliefs and what we think and what we stand for. But also, there's a lot of times that our ego is in charge and always has to charge ahead and be the first and be the most noticed and be right. You have to be right. And a lot of that can be very wrong. As I'm sure you've noticed over the last several months, maybe several years, maybe several lifetimes, that, not everything you think or you believe is right. You have to be able to say, you know what, humbly step back and go, okay, well, I actually might be wrong about this, and I need to go over that again and look at that and see. And then make the adjustments. We're all eternal, and we have all the time in the world, and this life is the one that if you really want to move into your higher version of yourself, you can. But you can't take the frequency of fear, which mostly everything is that doesn't work for you is. You have to be in your love and your light. And so starting the year off in Mercury Retrograde is about, okay, take this opportunity and do that. Take a look, take some inventory, take some reevaluation, and see if what you've said is actually what you meant. Say what you mean and mean what you say. That's going to be a big one this year. And you'll have a lot of practice. So take a look at those mirrors. Take a look at those people that you are like, oh, no, I'm not like that. If you dig a little deeper, you might find out that, yes, I might have some of those attributes too. Sorry. But how do we change and how do we grow unless we actually say, yes, this is also part of me? Yin, yang. The white has the black in it and the black has the white in it because we are all of that. So, I want to thank you for joining me, and for my new subscriber, I really appreciate it. And if any of this makes sense to you or works for you, please like and subscribe. I would love to hear some comments from you. That'd be great. Mercury retrograde, maybe you've been thinking about some comments to say and bring forth, and now you can. So I hope you have a wonderful New Year's Day and New Year in the year of the Water Rabbit. And take this time to trust and have faith that you are moving in the direction of your high self, and you have this huge opportunity this year to do that. All right. Well, thank you. Thank you for coming. Thank you for tuning in and checking it out. In Lakach, Om Namah Shivaya. Namaste. El Kalimo. I'll see you later. Sooner than later. I really will. Okay. Bye for now.